So the answer to your question is you don't. And the fact that you, by the way, I'm gonna get in trouble. Uh, 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 if you want to approach the money question too early, it shows that money, you either have insecurities or fears about money, or you've made money a god. And so, which means money can be a deal breaker for you. And it should never be that. In other words, God can ask you to marry somebody that has $100,000 worth of debt. You aren't going to hear this nowhere, by the way. Ain't nobody else going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. God can ask you to marry somebody that's in $100,000 worth of debt, of which some of you want to click off and say, see, this is the foolishness I don't like to hear. I ain't marrying nobody with no $100,000 worth of debt. But if it's God's will for you, and the person has all the characteristics of a godly person and made some bad choices in the early time, why wouldn't you want to go God's way and pursue the person and fall in love and do the whole 9 yards? You see, when we put issues that are important to our culture, but not to God, front and center, then we might miss what God has for us because we're focusing on the other stuff instead of the stuff that God asks you. And here's what God wants to know. Does this person allow the Spirit of God full access to their lives consistently? If they do that, then I'm not so sure that the money question is that important that early. I'm concerned about the habits that made you get to your money issues, not just the money problem, which is why I don't need to know the money issue first. I need to know your habits first. And I don't need you to tell me. I want to observe them. I just want to listen to you. And if I shut up enough and ask wise questions enough, you will tell me how foolish you are because you love to talk. So if I just shut up and let you do more talking than me, I'll figure out who you are by just the great questions that I ask. So if I'm not looking at how cute you are, if I'm not looking at, whether you, anyways, if I'm looking at the right things, then I'm going to know and be focused on who is this person that I'm getting married to. I'm not going to be enamored with how you make me feel. I'm not going to be all gooey with how I feel when I'm in your presence, how you look when I'm in your presence, or when you come out of the house, what you're looking like. Oh my God, because all of that fades. And there's always somebody more beautiful, more buff, have more muscles, have more money than anybody else that you have. So what you're looking for is what is it that makes a great marriage, not how am I feeling right now. How you feel right now is going to change over time. You must ask and answer the question, what are the qualities that make a great marriage? And the number one quality that make a great marriage is you love Jesus more than you love yourself. If you don't have that one, then everything is downhill from there.